Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Hostage Real Estate. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Now, let's get started. There's a growing new trend out there in the real estate sector that's affecting people's ability to sell their homes. It's called hostage real estate, and it's caused by a growing number of factors and criteria. So, what is hostage real estate, and how does it prevent people from selling their houses? Well, hostage real estate is a phenomena that is disrupting people's attempts to sell their homes for a variety of reasons that a lot of people don't even realize are possible. We're going to explain where and how this is occurring. The first type of hostage real estate is causing rising interest rates. As the interest rates continue to rise, sellers are finding the number of buyers who can afford their homes starts to drop dramatically. The other problem is that rising rates cause more buyers to sit on the sidelines and wait to see how things play out. Higher rates means lower sales prices, and that's never good for sellers. Buyers don't wish to purchase a home that has a declining value. They think it's better to sit back and just let another person buy the house and take the massive hit to their wallet. Climbing interest rates are holding a lot of real estate hostage now. The number two creator of hostage real estate is crime-ridden neighborhoods. It's very difficult to sell a house in a crime-ridden neighborhood. We're now seeing levels of crime that are so high in some areas that some owners are putting sheets of metal behind the headboards on their beds to prevent random and stray gunfire from killing them or their children in the middle of the night. You'll see crazy things like homeless people setting up camp, not on your sidewalk or front lawn, but on your front porch, so they can benefit from that little overhang that extends over them. And some are mentally ill, some are just manipulative, but they'll be asked by the owners to get off, or the police will come and remove them. And then the police will release them 2 hours later, and they'll come back to the exact same house, the exact same porch, and set up camp on your porch again. Another thing that is really getting more and more popular amongst homeless people is camping out on somebody's property and then using the yard or the porch as a bathroom. Think about that. Think about how it looks and how that smells. And if they're particularly mentally ill, they'll bang on your door until somebody comes to the door and demand that you or your children let them into the house because they just don't want to, keep staying on your porch. Also, when your kids go to school in the morning or come back, they'll try to intercept them and demand or steal their lunch money. Try calling the cops and telling them that some homeless guy stole $2 from your kid for lunch money, and see how quickly the police respond to that 911 call. It'll be very lucky if they even show up. The next form of real estate hostages being created out there is occurring in the crazy school systems. If the home you want to sell is located in a crazy school system that is poisoning the minds of children with all sorts of bizarre and sexually inappropriate lesson plans, curriculum, and other things, then the likelihood of you being able to sell your house decreases dramatically. This is a real growing problem. I'll tell you how bad it is, how impactful it's getting on people's ability to sell their homes. There are now websites out there that are starting to list crazy school systems, crazy teachers, crazy administrations, school administrations that try to force depraved lesson plans and sexually inappropriate subject matter on your children. And if you're looking for a beautiful home in a sane neighborhood and you find one that seems to be a little below price and you check it on this website, guess what? You've just figured out why no one's buying it. Chances are it's probably because of the crazy school system the home resides in. So think about that before you just blindly pick out your next home. Do your research. Now, a growing number of zip codes in the western areas are now being asked to reduce their water usage at the same time that the cost of water is expected to be rising soon. The problem is that as the water levels in those areas continues to decline, they also keep lowering the value of homes. Now, what's the point of purchasing a home in an area that will have little or no access to water soon? Well, one thing to keep in mind is that a number of areas in the West and Southwest already would have begun rationing water if it wasn't for the upcoming midterms. If there were no midterms, you people would be shocked by the water rationing rules that they would have imposed on you. They're also, a lot of these communities are also planning to ban watering the lawn. What do you think happens to your lawn if you can't water it? It'll turn brown, it'll die, and what do you think that'll do to the sellability of your home? Same thing with washing cars. They're going to be regulating, restricting, or eliminating the right to wash your cars now because of the water shortages in these communities. And of course, after that midterm, people suspect that they're going to get even crazier and impose even more draconian rules. Now, another form of hostage real estate is something called pervasive taxing. This is happening in states like California and other places. They're raising property taxes and other taxes, trying to create so many new taxes and fees that it's making purchasing or selling property in that area more challenging than ever. They want to tax people's homes, cars, consumption, and sales. They also want to tax things that have already been taxed repeatedly by the government in the past. It's a level of taxation that people haven't seen since the kings of Europe taxed virtually everything the peasants owned or did, even down to the food they were able to eat and consume. It is amazing. So what can you do if you're trying to sell a home that's a real estate hostage? Well, you can improve the way your home looks and pray that some low information or uninformed buyer stumbles onto your property and makes you an offer. By the way, low information and uninformed, that's real estate code for a really dumb buyer who doesn't have a clue, but he likes the color of your house, so he or she wants to buy it. Now, the dumber buyer theory is all a lot of these home sellers have to hope for. If they don't find a dumber buyer to make an offer, then you may just become a real estate hostage and be forced to ride the market all the way to the bottom, no matter how bad things get. It's not pretty, but it's a growing possibility for a lot of hostage sellers. And if their home drops far enough in value, then it may become unsellable, and the only option they will have is bankruptcy. Because once you go that far underwater, then there are really few other options. Now, in some high crime areas, people are actually torching their homes because they cannot sell them. They're damaging water pipes and hoping the home will flood out and that the insurance company won't figure out what they did. They're starting electrical fires, if you can imagine that. If you go online, there are all sorts of stories about how you can have an electrical fire start in your home while you're not there. And if your house gets burned down, then they file a claim. Now, we don't condone any of this insanity, but there are people out there doing it. It's getting bad out there in the real estate sector. So folks, keep your eyes open and do your best. Good luck, and thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great interviews coming up with celebrities, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new show. Also, make sure to post a link to today's episode on all your social media so you can let all your friends know. Thank you, and we shall see you soon. Bye-bye.